Let's do it. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the G. Forbes Elliott Athletic Center. My name is Luke O'Grady, and I will be your commentator for the volleyball today. Today we have some ACAA action. The UNB St. John Seawolves will be taking on the Mount Allison University Mounties in some women's volleyball action. These teams kind of trending in the opposite directions at the moment. The Mounties sit atop the league with the record of 5-1. I believe they're also on a 4-game win streak. And you know, on the other side of the equation, UNBSJ, a record of 1-4, and unfortunately coming in with a streak of losing 3 in a row. But they're home today. And you know, anything can really happen. I think the Seawolves are a young team that kind of lean on a couple of their older players, and I know that the Mounties also graduated a lot of their veterans last year as well. So opportunities for a lot of new players to shine today, and you know, anything can really happen. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather here today is unceded and unsurrendered traditional territory of the Wolastoqiyik, whose ancestors, along with the Mi'kmaq and the Passamaquoddy nations, signed peace and friendship treaties with the British Crown. The St. John campus is located on Menaquest, now called St. John. Menaquest today is the home of many diverse First Nation, Inuit, and Métis people. Our live broadcast is brought to you by ACAA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV. Be sure to subscribe to our Seawolves YouTube channel for all the action this season. We'll get to the starters kind of as the plays move on. Head coach of the Seawolves is Colin Chambers, former UNBSJ player himself. And the head coach of the Mounties is Robbie Kraus. I believe I've heard that the Mounties run a two libero system, which is an interesting system. You don't see a whole lot. It's usually either because they want to get matchups at the net and will be subbing out their setters because of it, or it's because they want to have a libero for serve receive and a libero for defense. I suppose we'll see when those switches happen. Back now to serve for the Mounties. Number 5, that's Logan Tate. She's a second-year setter out of St. John, New Brunswick, so this is a bit of a homecoming for her. Ball a little too tight to the net there, and the Mounties going to get a possession. Ball to the outside is off the block. Ooh, really nice run there by the Seawolves. So they weren't able to handle the first serve as well as they would have liked, but they're able to, scramble a little bit on that rally. They get a hand on the block where they get to run their offense, and they run the pipe there with a really, really nice run to number 1. I believe that's Emily Robichaud. I believe she's a first-year player, and a really nice pipe ball there to find the open spot in the court. Ooh. Nice high swing there from number 10. That's Rebecca. I believe it's pronounced Cotton. I'll tell you, there's probably going to be some last names I pronounce wrong today. I promise you I'll continue to pronounce them wrong the whole game. At least I'll be consistent with it. And if I'm wrong, let me know, and I'll definitely make that correction for the next time. Maddie Robson with a really nice run there. I feel like the UNBSJ, if they can get a little bit more out of the middle position, I just feel like on a connection basis. I feel like the setters in the middles in the first couple games we've watched from them have had a hard time finding, their rhythm. So I think if they can get that going today, they should have a really nice chance. Nice serve there from Dominique Gendron. From Dom Gendron, I believe it's written down here on the sheet. I apologize. The Mounties aren't able to field it there, and now the Seawolves off to a nice 3-1 lead to start. Free ball coming the Seawolves' way. They'll get to run their offense. High ball to the outside. Really, really nice swing there from Robichaud. That's her second straight kill of the game, and that one, the defenders had a chance to set up on her, and she just went clean over top and down the line. 4-1 start for UNBSJ, and Coach Colin Chambers has to be happy. That's a really tough float serve. Another free ball coming the Seawolves' way. Let's see what they decide. Ooh. Mishandled there by the Mounties, and this is pretty much a dream start for the Seawolves. Up 5-1 in your own gym against the top team in the league. We're going to see an early sub from the Mounties, number 4, Julia Henry, second-year left side out of Red Point, going to be supplemented by number 8. That's Chloe Nichols, third-year outside from White Rock, Nova Scotia. Oh, that is a nasty float serve. Really, really, really well done by Dom Gendron there. First-year player out of Dieppe, New Brunswick. A lot of action on that serve. So that's, that's kind of the trade-off of a float versus a spin. As a spin, you're going to be able to predict kind of where it's going to go, but you just got to make sure it's going to come a lot faster. With a float, even the person that's hitting it doesn't really know where it's going to end up, and when you get a great piece on it and it's able to kind of wobble in the air like that, it's a really tough serve to have to deal with. Off ball handled well by Gendron there. And a nice use there by the Seawolves. That's number 12. That's Jesselyn Roy. It could be Jesselyn Waugh, but I'm going to stick with Roy for the game. She's a second-year right side out of Charlo, New Brunswick, and that was a really nice swing there. She's able to drop it over the first line of defenders, but before the back line, and find the hole in the defense and score the point. So a 7-1 start from the Seawolves. I'd also like to thank some of the premium sponsors for the Seawolves this year, the 2022-2023 season partners, the UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Chartwell UNB St. John, ACAA TV, powered by Sports TV Canada. So a timeout called there by the Mounties, but, as you can see, the Mounties are already lined up, ready to take the court again. They do have to wait until the ref allows them to. It's, stipulation of the game. But basically, if a team's that ready that quickly out of the timeout, the head coach is just saying, hey, settle in here, take a breath, get me this next pass, run our offense, and we'll go from there. Gendron has been giving them a lot of worries with their serve so far, but I think if they can get a pass up, and they can weather the storm, and I think that's what the head coach Robbie Krause's message would be for them there. Another really good serve by Gendron, and again, the Mounties are going to have to try and field it as a free ball. Okay. Coach Robbie Krause is giving them one out of the timeout to try and get their feet under them, but with another mistake now, he's going to try and see some new faces. So we got a double switch. Number 15 is going to come out of the game, as well as number 9. That is Ella Boudreau and Erica Astafan. And I believe that is an outside and a middle being subbed out. So a change of a front line here. But, if you can't get the pass up, the people swinging for you doesn't really matter. And Gendron is giving them headaches on the back end with that serve. Seawolves now up to 9-1, and not the start you were looking for if you're the Mounties. Wow. Honestly, a really, really nice set there from Logan Tate to get it up in the air and allow for the pipe ball there. But just a really nice defensive play by the Seawolves. Be able to get a touch on that ball, run their offense, and a ball off the hands is going to be the winner there. Everything going the Seawolves' way here through 11. First real good pass we've seen in a while. Oh. Okay. Line judge calls it in. It was a close one. She has the best perspective in the gym, though. So on the first good pass the Mounties have seen in a long time, they're able to convert, and now they're back in it. I mean, the gap is still long, but this is their chance to start to carry some momentum their way. Back now to serve number 3. That's Marie Fogarty. Second-year middle from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. A couple of players on the Mounties there from Charlottetown. So that one out the back. Mounties now 10-3, chewing into that lead a little bit. Oof. That one just long. Number nine for the Seawolves. Patricia Bro just is able to get out of the way of that one. Almost catches a stray. But back now to serve Captain Maddie Robson. Really nice touch from number 5 there, Tate. Seawolves just going to scramble to get it over. Mounties going to be able to run their offense here. Really great scrambling from the Seawolves there. You know, the Mounties were kind of on the offense of that whole point, but the Seawolves able to scramble and rally and steal the point there. Robson, a third-year middle out of Calgary. Another free ball, so we're going to get to see the offense here from the Seawolves. The push set to the middle. See, yeah, that's what we were talking about a little bit. I think it was a double as well. Yeah, so she touched it as it was coming off the tape and then really popped it up afterwards, but that was a double. It seems to me that the Seawolves they're just a second off from really connecting on that middle, which can take your offense to the next level. It can really pose a lot more problems for a defense and how you have to defend those options. Which just makes your whole game as a whole easier. And if, you know, it really is just a game of inches or seconds, the difference between really running a quick, tight middle run and missing it by, you know, what we saw there. So, you know, obviously not an ineffective hit that they had, and they're still kind of rolling here up 14-3. But even at like an incremental improvement there would make all the difference, I think. And unfortunately, that one goes into the net for Robson. But a good effort her from back on the line. She's going to be supplemented by the libero Bro here. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bro. Brow. Back now to serve for the Mounties. That is number 7, Lily Johnson. Lily Johnson is second year outside from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Bit of a rotation check going on here from the referees. That's why we have the delay. Lily Johnson getting some time to think about it. Oh, game of inches. I mean, it kind of wanted to trickle over there, but catches a little too much of that net and pops back. So a missed serve from Lily Johnson, and now back to serve for the Seawolves. Number 12, that is Jesselyn Roy. Holy smokes. Don't know if it translates, that's home, folks, but that was a really, really hard serve. Good job by the Mounties there to field it and get a good swing on it. So the Mounties, you know, started going down probably 8 or 9 early, and they've kind of gone point for point now with the Seawolves, but they're down enough that they can't really afford to go point for point. They really need to rattle off 2 or 3 at a time if they're going to be able to come back in this position. And when you're down this much, you could go far enough to say that, you know, missed serves right now are a cardinal sin. You cannot lose your opportunity to build points. That's out the back. So we've seen I think we've seen a setting change here from the Mounties as well. Number 2, I probably missed a rotation, but number 2 for the Mounties is now in. That's Amanda McBain. She's going to be supplementing Logan Tate at the setting position. That's set. You know, a nice ball placement, but it just goes out the back from the header. Another really nice pass. Ooh. And everything going the Seawolves way right now. So you can see number 1 for the Seawolves, Gendron, has she's a spin server. Or sorry, not Gendron, I apologize. Robichaux, she's a spin server, and it actually seems like the Mounties are having an easier time fielding these spin serves than they were the float serves. They've had a couple of really nice balls in a row where they've been able to run their offense, but the Seawolves, you know, showing awesome defense and converting that defense into offense. I just say that they were doing a little bit of an easier job dealing with the spin, and Robichaux drops one just past the attack line. Really nice topspin on that ball. Just the right amount of heat on it where it doesn't really reach that back line and makes them so they're having to come forward. Timeout there by the Mounties, but this one's kind of getting away from them. So I think if you were a betting man, no one kind of saw this one coming. A team that was trending as being the best team in the league, and a team that had kind of been on a little bit of a slide, but like we said, you know, Saturday afternoon, G4 Elliott, anything can happen, and a great start for the Seawolves so far, up 14 points in the first quarter. A little bit of a longer timeout here from the head coach. The first timeout we saw from Krause was basically a, hey, you know, take a breath, get back out there, let's see our volleyball. But now, as the game has gone on and the lead's really only grown since the last timeout, I don't think the message is any longer, hey, just breathe. You kind of have to address what's going on here and make sure that your team's prepared to, you know, take the next step. So we've seen a lot of switches. I think we've seen 4 or 5 already from the Mounties as far as substituting out the starters that they had with players going forward. So Mounties willing to try some different lineups, and I wonder if, I wouldn't imagine that we'll expect to see the same lineups every set going forward, especially if these are how the sets are going to be resulting. So keep an eye on that, on the bodies that Kraus decides to go with. But back now to serve for the Seawolves. Robichaux on a really nice streak here. Wow, what a hustle from the Seawolves. Wow, I mean, just such an interesting point. Off the block, the Seawolves scramble, and they're just able to get it over the net. And then to some extent, the Mounties get a little antsy, and they try and steal a point with the tip. The Seawolves handle it well, are able to run their offense, but a huge block from the middle saves the Mounties and keeps them on their serve. So back now to serve for the Mounties. That's 11. That's Emily Botma, fourth-year middle out of Halifax. Really, really nice serve, but handled well, actually, from the Seawolves. That one's got to go over. And a bit of a change up there is going to steal one for the Mounties. What looked like it was going to be a bit of a down ball swing to the back line only comes out as a roll shot and barely trickles to the attack line. The Mounties going to take another one. All right now. You know, the gap is still double digits, but as far as the scope of the whole game is concerned, this is good momentum here for the Mounties. I think 3 points in a row now. Make that 4. Mounties proving to themselves that they can do it. I mean, they know that they can do it. But this is the kind of stretch that you need, even if, you know, to some extent you think this game may be a wrap. This is the kind of stretch you need in a game to make sure going into the next game that, you know, you believe you can do it. The team's got the momentum. The other team thinks, okay, we got to make sure we're on our toes too. Really nice handle by the Mounties. Really nice pass there by number 4. It's a deep pass, and Julia Henry does a great job following it back and getting it up. But unfortunately, a huge block from the Seawolves to put that away and to put themselves back in a position to close this one out. Only 5 more points for them. Oh, really nice float. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's an interference call. The setter's back court, and she tried to get a touch on that ball. And to some extent, even if she was front court, which she may be, I think it was already past the plane of the net, and you know that was the Seawolves ball to play, and the interaction there is a bit of is against the rules. So point Seawolves. Back now to serve number 8. That's Amy Carey. She's a second-year setter, also out of Halifax. So a lot of Halifax natives in this game as well. A nice run there by the Mounties. They're able to get the look that they want, and a little bit of confusion at the net, or not confusion, but like just angst at the net as it was playing so close leads to an unblocked middle. But unfortunately, the Mounties touched the net there, and the point's going to go to the Seawolves. Handled well by the Seawolves, the down ball. Oh. A good block by the Mounties, and number 13 for the Seawolves, Sophia Saad, isn't able to handle it on the outside there. So points good to go to the Mounties. Now 22-19. To some extent, the end of this game is really only a matter of time. But this is kind of what we talked about when we said that these are the reps that the Mounties need to kind of take seriously if they're going to carry some momentum into the following sets. Bit of a mental error there by Robichaux. Not exactly sure if that would have gone in or out. You know, it looks like it probably would have fallen in, but either way, she needs to just really commit to one or the other. If she's going to let it go, let it go. And if she's going to take it, she needs to step in with some authority there. That's got to go over. Handled well. Seawolves going to be able to run their offense. They run the step. Ooh, number 2, I believe, is a new sub. That's Haley Wilson. Yeah, she's listed here as a middle, but I believe in the time so far this year, she's really been slated as a right side. There, just a little bit of an off time, and what was probably a good contact just goes at the side. So, Seawolves just scrambling for the last 3 points of this set, while the Mounties are trying, like we said, build themselves some momentum. Oh, and actually, forgive me, Wilson is playing middle in the front court there. But another hitting error and another point for the Mounties. So really, a double-digit win in volleyball is pretty much a blowout. But from where the Mounties were, getting themselves to that 15-16 range is really respectable and something I wouldn't say they can hang their hat on. But I don't think that they're too worried that they aren't able to compete going into this next set. A really nice rally going on here now, though. Wow, just the tip from Wilson's going to steal it after so many back and forths. The middle on the other side on the Mounties saw that she was tipping there and kind of pulled off of her blocking assignment, which isn't the worst idea, but it kind of leaves it so that you have a person not really being used in that defensive rotation. Oh, a really, really nice high hard swing by the Mounties, and honestly a nice dig there by the Wolves, like just a good rotation of volleyball there, but unfortunately some contact in the net is going to end that point. Ooh. Oh wow, on two. That's a really heads up play. The setter's out there, but instead of trying to throw that up to the middle of the court to allow for her, libero or maybe her left side to step in and handle something, she just sends a real nice high ball outside and allows for the swing on two there for her outside hitter. Saad now to serve. Ooh, that's long. So the Seawolves, not really closing her out here. Back now to serve number 3 for the Mounties. That's Marie Fogarty. Ooh, really, really nice swing there by Robichaud. That would have been easy just to bump that over and allow for, a free ball run from the Seawolves. But instead, she gets a swing on it. And they're kind of having, they're on the offensive so far this set. Oh, dunked. Dunked by number 11. Really nice set so far by Emily Botma, the middle from Halifax. One of the more tenured players on the team. There's only 2 four-year players at Mount A this year. That's Amanda McBain and Emily Botma. So not how you want it to end. A missed serve there by the Mounties, who's going to end out the first set. 25-16 for UNBSJ. Not how I think a lot of people would expect the first set to go, but a really, really nice showing so far by UNBSJ going into the second set up 1-0. We're going to take a little break here. We'll be back in the second set. And we're back. We are back. It looks like we got the same lineup out there for the Seawolves. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it looks like we have the same starting lineup that we went with for the Mounties, except instead of Logan Tate, it looks like we're going with Amanda McBain, the other fourth-year player that we mentioned last set. She's a setter out of Charlottetown. Ooh, that's a really nice play there by number 8. That's Chloe Nichols. And actually, to be fair, I think Chloe Nichols probably didn't start the last set as well, now that I look at my notes. But she's in there now, and she takes the first point of the set with a nice little give and go. She does the pass, and she gets it back, and a nice deep shot to the back line. Bit of a funny one there. Amanda McBain isn't able to find the back line there, and that one's going to go at the back. Back now to serve is number 7. That's Dom Gendron. Holy smokes. All right, well, that was probably the nicest pure run of the day. Chloe Nichols again, second time in as many swings for her that we've said that she's been a winner. That was a great set to the backside. Looks like she's going to be playing right side for them, but a real aggressive approach there and just, drops the bomb on the set. That ball's out, so it looked like something might have gone on at the net, maybe a touch, but no call on the net or on the touch there, and the shot's going to go out of bounds, and the point's going to go to the Mounties. So the Mounties starting this set a lot better than they did the last set, up 3-1. Oh, wow. Unfortunate for the Mounties, not able to capitalize off that really nice touch there by number 1. That's Monica Gallagher. That's one of those ones where I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize in advance if I am. Back now to serve is Robson for the Seawolves. Ooh, really nice push there from the Mounties. Mounties starting to click a lot more here. Offense looks a lot more in tune and in rhythm. Really, really nice push there to the outside, and a good winning shot off the hands there from the Mounties. Mounties now up 4-2. Ooh, bomb squad. Bomb squad there by the first-year player, Emily Robichaux. Now into the game for the serve receive for the Mounties is number 12. We're going to try and do a better job of following how they use their liberos here today. That's Olivia Roach. She's a third-year player out of Halifax. But earlier in this set, they were using, okay, so there it is. So when it's serve receive, it looks like we're going to see Olivia Roach. Libero wearing number 12. And during the defensive points, it looks like we're going to be seeing Monica Gallagher. Although on the last one, we saw 6 white jerseys out there. So there must be a rotation where Coach Kraus likes who he has in the backcourt without a libero. Seawolves rallying right now. A nice aggressive swing on that third ball there from Robichaux, which makes all the difference. You know, I would say 85% of the time teams would just decide to throw that over with a bumper of volley, but Robichaux decides to get up, get a nice high, hard swing on it. Risk the chance of missing a ball that's a little bit off time, but put the pressure on the defense, and she does, and steals the point for the Seawolves. That one's long. You could tell as soon as she hit it, it just had a little bit too much juice. So Robichaux with a win and then a little bit of a mistake, but still a very close game here. 6-4 for the Wolves. Back now to serve for the Mounties. That's number 4. That's Julia Henry, the second-year left side. Oh, wow. I think everyone in the gym expected that to go out to the power. So nice little change up there from the Seawolves and from the Seawolves setter, Jane Campbell. She sets the pipe there when she's getting pulled out to the left side and catches the defense in a little bit of an off position and is able to win the point. That one's going to go over. Oh. And an error from the Seawolves. I mean, it wasn't actually dead, and there was number 12 there on the Seawolves. Noticed that it could have been played off the net. That was Roy. But Maddie Robson there with a little bit of an error on a ball that was tight to the net. It doesn't need to be a swing there. You can go up with 2 hands and kind of dunk it down to some extent, and maybe that's what she should be looking for going forward. But either way, just a little bit of an error there. Really nice hands by number 2 there for the Mounties. Really nice hands by McBain. And actually a really, really nice swing by the Mounties as well. That's a great point. They pull up now to 8-5. Tough serve receive there, and Jane Campbell, the setter for the Seawolves, throws it up for Robichaud, but Robichaud isn't able to get it over the height of the tape. It seems that Campbell is a little bit more likely to throw up that pipe set when she has Robichaud in the backcourt. It seems like that's a matchup and a run, we'll say, or a set that we'll say that she's very comfortable with. So obviously a good rapport built between those two players already. Going into the game, I was talking to one of the coaches of the Mounties, and they were basically saying that Robichaud is one of the players that you really do need to watch in the Seawolves. Even though she is only a first player, this is probably only her fifth or sixth game in the ACAA, but she's really developing into a very strong piece for this UNBSJ team. Score now 9-5. So Mounties doing a lot better in this set than they did in the set previously. Now leading 4. I don't think they ever had a lead in the first set. And as far as UNBSJ is concerned, still a good game to some extent. I don't think you were expected to come in here and run them over in the first set like you did. So find themselves in a difficult game, which is probably what they were expecting, and we'll see how they're able to rally here. Back now to serve number 3. That's Marie Fogarty for the Mounties. Nice serve. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Wow. What a roller coaster. Oh, wow, what a roller coaster. Okay, so the shot really, really nice, I thought, from Marie Fogarty. As it landed, my gut was out from up here. Now I'm about as far away from in the building from that as possible, but I thought it was out. Everyone on the court thought it was out, except the line judge, who has the best perspective in the gym. Line judge calls it in. Head ref overturns it and gives the point to the Seawolves anyway. So a lot that went on with that. If you're watching home and confused why things happened the way they did, that's why. And in between all me explaining that, the Mounties had a really nice run and were able to drop a good hit down in the back of the line. Jane Campbell decides to go back there to number 7. That's Dom Gendron, but Gendron isn't able to find it there. It's just the tip of the tape, and that point is going to go to the Mounties. The Mounties pulling away a little bit here, 5-point lead. That ball handled, even though it was probably going long. Questionable set, if we're being honest. Ref lets it play, which is fine to some extent. You just need to find out what the ref is calling that day and then hope they call it consistently. It wasn't the worst touch, but a really, really nice swing there from number 8 on the Mounties. That's Chloe Nichols. Chloe Nichols, well, I don't think that she was a starter when this game started, but she's come in and really, really made her presence known. Seawolves are going to steal one there on a missed serve. So now back to serve for the Seawolves. Gendron. In the first set, they went on a really nice run with Gendron's serving. She's got that really, really nice float serve. Let's see if she can go on a run here. Right on cue. I mean, that ball, you could read the label on it. No spin on it at all. But unfortunately for the Seawolves, number 15 from the Mounties, Ella Boudreau, is done with Gendron serving and drops a bomb down the line. Really, really nice swing from Boudreau. She does that out of the left side position, but it looks like she'll be playing the right side position for them. Tip over the block handled well by the Mounties. Number 1 steps in, Gallagher to set with the setter being out. Oof. Wow, an awesome effort by Gendron, and the Seawolves grinding here. Oh, that's a really nice run, but wow. Lots to like from what the Seawolves are doing right now. On the flip side, the Mounties they're executing wonderfully. Even that, a bit of a misexecution really puts the pressure on. What a rally. A great cross-court swing by the Mounties, but handled by the Seawolves again. A tight one. Oh, it's out. Wow. Wow. That's a grind point. Yeah, and showers of applause coming from the crowd. That was a fun point for both teams. I mean, the Mounties were on the offensive the whole time. UNBSJ spent that entire point on their heels, but they grinded. They grinded and were able to steal the point on a miss hit. it probably took them, fielding 6 or 7 hits for them to find that error finally, but they're able to weather the storm, take the point, and now only down 5. Oh, see, I think I think Campbell was looking for her middle there, but there's a little bit of miscommunication on who was going to take it. But a really, really nice swing there on a high off ball. Julia Henry gets a nice swing, uses the hands, bit of a tool there. He's going to steal the point. Lead now back to 6 for the Mounties. Back to serve, number 11. That's Emily Botma. Oof, really nice run, but handled well by the Mounties. There's a touch on that, and it's in. Really nice run. That's number 12. That's Jesselyn Roy, second-year player. Back now to serve. And now again for the Mounties is number 12, Olivia Roach, for the serve receive. Oh, and just a miss hit there by Ella Boudreau. That's a tough one, especially as a right side. You really need to let the ball come across your entire frame there to make that hit. I played right side, and I know how complicated that can be, especially as a right-handed right side. Usually, if you have the option, you want your left-handed hitters to be able to play on that side. So as a right-handed player, you really have to let that ball hang up before you can swing at it. See, that's the opposite. When it's on tempo, Boudreau is able just to, get up in the air, keep that in front of her shoulders, and swing hard on it. And there is it's a winning swing. Okay, so we're doing a double switch here for the Seawolves. We're seeing Jane Campbell come out, and we're seeing Jesselyn Roy come out. So this is a front court setter switch. The reason they're doing this switch is when they have their setter in the front court. Either they view her as, not the strongest of blockers, or they just want to have 3 hitters at the front court of all times to put pressure on the defense. The coach will make that switch just so that they avoid ever having, a non-hitter in the front court. Oof. The off-ball swings and the off-ball scoring from the Mounties, not off-ball, I should say, maybe just off-timing or, second tempo. Those have been really, really beneficial for them today. They've got not a majority of their points, but in those situations, they've been very successful. Really nice high, hard swing there from Boudreau, but great block from the Mounties. Mounties are grinding right now. What a touch. Handled well by Wilson. Mounties, out. Yeah, agreed. Wow, and I love the choice there from the Mounties. I love the pipe run, especially with all the runs they had done so far. I don't think anyone in the gym saw it coming, and it looked like a really nice, run and approach there from Chloe Nichols. Unfortunately, they aren't able to find the back of the court there, and the Seal will steal the point. So now back within 5. Back to serve is Robichaux, and a timeout by Coach Robbie Krause for the Mounties. Hard to wonder why. Maybe last set, Robichaux did have a couple of really nice spin serves in a row, and maybe he's trying to just put them in the right position before that could possibly happen. It's hard to say. We'll take a moment here during this timeout, though, to thank the team's sponsors. The 2022-2023 Seawolf season partners are the UNB Associated Alumni, One Team Sports Group, Chartwell's UNB St. John, ACAA TV, powered by Sports Canada TV. We got, don't go anywhere when the game's over. We got some men's volleyball action to follow this game at 3 p.m. The UNBSJ Seawolves men's team will be taking on the Holland Hurricanes men's team. So stay tuned for that. Should be some really, really high-level volleyball. So not the quick timeout that we've seen in the past from Krause. So obviously there were some teaching points he wanted to instill in them before these serves were coming up. And the Seawolves take their time in the timeout as well. As we can see, I would imagine that when the right side in the front court and the center in the back court get to the front, we're going to see another substitution. So just watch for that on the Seawolves side, making sure that everybody's prepared. Ooh, really, really, really nice touch there by number 8 for the Seawolves. That's Amy Carey. Oh, my goodness, that's a bomb. Julia Henry really having a strong second set. Nice high hard swing by the Wolves there. A great run by the Mounties, blocked by the Seawolves though, but rallied by the, okay, the Seawolves are putting up a block party in the middle. That's in there. Really, really nice swing by Gendron. Good job by the Seawolves to rally there. They almost got a little bit too aggressive on the third block attempt. Haley Wilson got herself pulled way across the net, and they tipped back to where she was playing defense. The Seawolves do a good job of handling it, though, and are able to steal the point there with an outside set to Gendron. Nice pass there by the Mounties. They're kind of able to run whatever they want. They run the back set. Another use to Gendron. Ooh. That one goes over top of the block. It touches the tip of the block, which slowed down the ball and kind of fell in between where a couple of people maybe could have played defense. But for a moment there, it almost looked like the Seawolves players were a little stuck in the mud. I think it's one of those communication things where a couple of people could have got to it, and it ends up being that no one goes for it. The Gator. Yeah, so that's a really nice play by Haley Wilson. We talked earlier about how, when that ball is on the net and it's basically a free ball and you kind of have the opportunity to go and take a swing on it if you want. Sometimes it's better just to go up with two hands and kind of direct the ball to where you know that you're going to be able to steal a point with it. Yeah, and like I think the term I used for it in the first set was just, dunk it back where it's supposed to go. So that, basically a dunk there from Haley Wilson. Really nice play. We see she would have been back to serve now, so we see the switch back in the setter and right side positions. We're going to get Jane Campbell back into the game, as well as Jesselyn Roy. And here comes Seawolves. Seawolves now only down 4. I think they were down as much as 7 just a second ago. So Seawolves in one. If they were able to go up 2-0, it would really, really put the pressure on. Holy smokes. The outside swingers from the Mounties are having themselves a really nice set. Another great swing there by Chloe Nichols, who's had herself a really strong set, and her opposite, or the other power, Julia Henry, has been really strong as well. So something that the Seawolves are going to have to try and clamp down on if they're going to be successful, and also probably why it factors into them deciding to go with the rotating right sides and rotating centers, so they can always have a right side in the front to deal with these really talented powers. All talk of the powers, and they're able to steal the point there with a middle swing. So back now to serve is the Mounties, number 2. That's Amanda McBain. That set looked like it was going to be a really nice run. The timing looked good. The pass was awesome. It was right in the wheelhouse of the Seawolves. But unfortunately, Gendron isn't able to find the top of the tape there, and that point is going to go to the Mounties again. So end of the first set. I think the final score was 25-16, and this set's shaping up to be just the same, but for the opposite competitors. So a good start, kind of for both teams. Not how the Mounties expected to come out, and I don't think that people expected the Seawolves to come out and score like they did in the first set either. So some real competitive volleyball here for the first 2 sets. A timeout called by head coach Colin Chambers. Yeah, in a situation like that, I like what I'm seeing here from the timeout, though. There's a lot of communication going on from the players, which is, something to be said. A coach can call a timeout and say what he sees from the bench. Pretty much universally, that's how things go. But, a great coach will sometimes say, hey, what are you guys seeing out there? And let them talk it out in a place where they just have the time to do so and kind of see each other's point of view. Because sometimes those changes can be hard to be made on the fly, and that's one of the, something that I think makes some players great is their ability to adjust on the fly. But if you aren't able to, or if maybe it can, you can get lost and kind of in the flow of the game, calling a timeout and just letting your players have a conversation about what they're seeing out there can usually be very valuable. Oh. Seawolves, handled the serve kind of well, but aren't able to get that one over the net. Robichaud hits that in the tape, which is, I think if the Seawolves could limit some of their unforced errors, they'd have a lot more success in this set than they wanted. I think that's kind of what they're. Oh. We saw that happen last set with Robichaud as well. It's one of those things where, you wanna know your lines before the point starts, so you have a better feeling about those and won't have such indecision. But again, with the float serve, those are one of those things where it can look like it's going out the whole way, and last second drop like it's going in and make you change the entire way that you feel like playing it. Another great serve by number 2. Amanda McBain's going to probably serve the Mounties to their first set win of the day. So we'll likely go to the next set 1-0 here. Gendron going to get herself a spell coming into the game with Sophia Saad. She saw some action in the first set as well. Yeah, just long from McBain. So commentators curse there, saying that I thought she was going to serve us out, but still looking like a bit of a lengthy mountain for the Seawolves to climb. Down 10 points here, no room for error. Back to serve now, Assad. Ooh. Sneaks one over. Yeah. Another great swing from Henry, and just a really, really nice set altogether from the Mounties. So the Seawolves they win the first set 25-16. They lose the second set 25-15. We're going to go into the third set now. One apiece. All right, we are back. 1-1 now for the Seawolves, taking the first set, and the Mounties taking the second. Looks like we got the same lineups from all three games so far. I can't see the differences now. Wow, really, really nice serve there by McBain. McBain had a really nice serving streak to end the last game. So starting off where she finished, it's a really nice serving performance from her. so far today. The Seawolves have this really, really peculiar. That's a great run. The way they pull the middle over, they open up the outside hitter, leave her basically on one-on-one, just based on how much space the middle has to cover there, and Gendron able to put it away. I'll highlight it the next time the Seawolves serve receive, and we highlighted it last time they played a home game here, but. And I don't want to harp on it, but that is exactly what we want to see from Maddie Robson. We talked about it earlier, how there's the pull to want to go up and smash that ball, and to some extent that is the right call in some positions. But you don't really need to reinvent the wheel. If you have the opportunity to just drop that ball in a place where no other defenders are, keep it simple. And that's what she does there. It's a great play. So a really, really good start so far for the Seawolves. Up 3-0. Jane Campbell with a great serve. Another really nice serve, a little pop float. Good job for Campbell to stay off the net, but the Seawolves kind of, in a tough position here. Ooh, a rare miss so far from Nichols. I believe that's Nichols. Yeah, Chloe Nichols. A rare miss from Nichols as the Seawolves now off to a 4-1 start. But yeah, I was going to say, look at the way that the Seawolves orient themselves the next time they're in serve receive. It's almost like they turn their entire, frame and body out to the scorer's table for the serve. And just as the serve's in the air, or just as the serve is starting to cross the net, they'll turn their bodies into the serve. And they almost use it as like a stimulation for, making sure that you're moving at the time of contact. But and that wasn't even really a good example, so apologies for drawing attention to it. But Nichols isn't able to drop that one in, goes out the back. So now a 5-2 lead for the Seawolves, and Dom Gendron now back to serve. Really nice serve, but handled well by the Mounties. Oh my. That was a bomb. That was a bomb. There have been a couple bombs all day, but that was probably the best pure hit of the day. Number 15 there for the Mounties, Boudreau from the right side, just drops a shot that if there was a little bit of wind, would have been inside the attack line. Ooh. Another great swing, honestly. I think that's really not an easy swing from Robichaud to go down the line there. Unfortunately, I think she's out by a couple of Jolly Ranchers, but not a bad hit at all. Not a bad run. That's not a swing that a lot of people have in their bag, so even though it was out, it really is cool to see that that's something that she's forcing the defense to have to defend. Bit of a pause in play here as I think the refs get themselves situated as far as rotation and stuff like that. Not the first time it's happened so far today. Bit of a breather on both sides as they get this all situated. Hard to say exactly what could have been going on. I'm not sure if it has something to do with the way that the Mounties have been utilizing their liberos. At the moment, they have none in, and I said there are some rotations where they don't feel that they need that supplemental help. It's usually a middle that they're subbing out, and it usually just there's no liberos because it's a middle of the serving. That one not able to find the court there. A fairly nice swing there by Roy, but again, just isn't able to tuck that in the back line. So now what was a 5-2 game is now a 5-5 game, and here come the Mounties. Wow, really, really nice serve, but handled well by the Seawolves. Good push to the outside and a great swing. Not to be outdone, though. I mean, this is a nice rally from both teams. No touch again. The closest ref at the time didn't kind of waited to see what the call was. I don't think that she was able to see if there was a touch or not. The Seawolves believe there was, and from the booth it looked like something might have happened, but that one goes out, and the ref's call is that the Mounties point. Wow, some really, really nice serves by number 3 for the Mounties, Fogarty. Oh, nice hands. What a run From left side to left side. Really nice set there by Gendron. She's able to handle that, in a split second, realizes that that ball's right in front of her. Gets a nice high push to the outside, no spin on the ball at all. And Robichaud is able to get a nice high, hard top spin swing on that and take the point. Back now to serve is Captain Maddie Robson. That one never really had a chance. I think she just kind of got under it a little bit more than she'd like to. You kind of want to hit the, flat on the face of the ball. That one she looked like she got a little bit underneath. And with a float serve, sometimes those can really carry. Four hits there from the Seawolves. That's another one of those, that pass is about as good as it gets. You really need to be able to connect those middles there. Just at the very least, even if it's going to be only, a smaller percentage of your offensive runs, you need them to respect the fact that you will set the middle and can set the middle for your outside hitters to be really effective. So those ones, they need to tighten up. That one, a little bit of a tougher swing to try and make a play on. It goes out the back. But an early timeout from head coach Colin Chambers for the Seawolves. A game where they were up 3 earlier, now down 3, probably just as early to some extent. So, got to get something going here. You're in a game that it would be a huge win for the season to take a W here. It would, you'd move to I think 2-4 in the season, and the Mounties would move to 5-2. So, it would be a big swing in the standings. It would be a big swing for morale. You'd know if you were able to take a win here today at home, you'd know that you can hang with any team in the league. Because these Mounties right now, they're record-wise, they're the best team going. I think they're coming in to today with a 4-game win streak. So you got to make sure that this game doesn't really get away from you. On a 3-point lead in a crucial pivoting third set, I think this is a really nice timeout from Colin Chambers. Off ball here for the Seawolves, just going to be able to get a little push on it. Handled well by the Mounties. And a nice high, hard swing off the hands is going to be the winner for the Mounties. So they're going to go up 10-6 now. Take the point out of the timeout, the ever-crucial out-of-timeout point. Thanks to a great swing by Julia Henry, the left side from Red Point, Prince Edward Island. Tough serve, but handled really well by the... again... That's actually up, absolutely up. And that's out. I hate to sound like a broken record, and you definitely don't want to harp on it, but, it just doesn't feel like they've got the production out of the middle that we need to see from them so far to this point. And it's such an important, it's like if for football fans out there, you got to run to set up the pass. And to some extent, just the fear of being able to run always keeps the pass open. But if there's no even real fear that you can set the run, if there's no fear that you're going to run the middle, then you're going to get those double blockers on the outside like that each time. Now, you can go back and watch the tape. Those blockers had her dead to rights, but that isn't to say that Emily Robichaud isn't going to be successful with 2 blockers a lot of the time, too. She's a really talented first-year player. But it's more about the theory of it. You want to try and get your outside hitters in the easiest positions that you can as frequently as you can, and it starts by having the middle on the other side respect the fact that they can't leave the middle until they've seen the ball go. If they have the belief that maybe the middle won't be as dangerous if we lose a block there, or if I'm late to my block there, and they start to be able to cheat to the outsides, it can start to be hard to run your offense through the outsides, which is where you can tell that the Seawolves want to do. Bit of a ramble there, and while I was rambling, the Seawolves actually did a good job of bringing this game back in. A couple of really, really nice serves there. We're going to bring them to a 1-point game. A missed serve there, and extend that lead to 2. But right back in it here in the third set. Back to serve is Henry. A duck there. The duck from Chloe Nichols to avoid that ball, as the cut from Boudreau is going to land out of bounds. That point probably goes to Julia Henry at the end of the day. Just as the reason that swing was off is because it was a bit of a tough serve to have to handle. free ball for the Mounties. Going to be able to run their offense. Oof. Robichaud having herself a nice third set. So now Robichaud back to serve after a nice swing. Only a 2-point game now. Robichaud a spin server. One of the only spin servers in this team. Probably, I would imagine, one of the only. Oh, that's in. Oh, whoa. Wow. I don't know if there's anyone. I don't think I would say the head coach head coach Robbie Krause would have disagreed with that as well. It was interesting to see the line judge on the sign not make any determination. It looked like the first ref in the building that decided to call that out was the head ref, which to some extent just can't be the case. There are two refs with better perspectives there. Wow, really nice turn and swing by Robichaud there. Just a very talented volleyball player. No touch. Yeah. Good call there by the refs. There are some things that, it's not that you can't teach, but there are some things that are like instinctual and, it's a game sense that a player has and it's an aggression that a player has. And Robichaud has it where she sees a ball like that with topspin in the back. She's going to take a nice little two-hop and get a swing on it, which is what you want from your powers, and it's not something that's innate to all powers. It's something that you probably have to teach if they don't have it, and it's one of the really, really nice things to not have to teach if they do have it. Ooh, yeah, you got the double. A little bit of a mishandle there by Campbell. I think that's the first double call of the day that we've seen from the refs. I don't think we've seen a lift call either, so a fairly clean game so far. It's always good when the game doesn't have to go too much to the refs. Scramble here from both teams, actually. Yeah, and that's just a bit of a, kind of a no man's land play there by Maddie Robson. She was she did a good job of kind of closing and finding the ball in the net and being there for her team. But at that point, when you're just a half second late, you probably should keep your hands down and just make it so that there's not something the other team can just fire the ball off of and steal a point for her. So, I mean, she was, I think if you go back and watch it, by the time that she was actually above the tape of the net with her hand, she was almost completely perpendicular to the net, and once it went off her hands, it just went straight out of bounds. So appreciate the hustle to get in position, but to some extent, there's no harm in just staying down there, letting your defense play an unblocked point and living to play another day. Timeout there by Colin Chambers as he kind of pulled in a little bit closer, but in the last couple points, the Mounties have begun to pull away again. So a 4-point lead, not the end of the world, totally surmountable, but this is probably the time to call a timeout to just say, hey, if this gets out of hand with them, we're really in trouble. You like to see from the Mounties huddle is when the coach is talking, everyone in the team is standing up and looking. No one on the team is taking a break. Good communication from the players. That's a quality sports huddle over there. I mean, the same to be said about the Seawolves. Some coaches will say if you were on the court, like I want you sitting, just so that there's an opportunity for him to face all the people that are on the court and talk to them. But I like the idea of when I'm talking, we're all standing. So I believe that's the second timeout for Rouse. For Chambers this set, which also leads me to believe that I don't think he'll have another one for the remainder of the set, which means that his team's going to have to dig in here. Back now to serve McBain for the Mounties, who's given the Seawolves. Okay, so look at this. Look at where the Seawolves serve receivers are facing. Almost facing completely to the away wall. That's a really, really nice swing to some extent on the outside by Gendron, and I know it got blocked, so it's hard to say really nice swing, but it's the kind of swing that you want. It was a nice high hard swing with topspin on it. The problem is what we talked about earlier is if the other team has a bite on where the set's going to go, and if they can get two blockers there early and established, it's really hard to do anything, even with the best swing. That one is going to go out the back. So Seawolves steal one. We absolutely take those. Back now to serve is Jane Campbell for the Seawolves. So the Seawolves haven't done their front court backcourt switch as much this. Wow, really, really nice play by the Mounties. I thought for sure the setter was going to try and make a play on the ball to save it for maybe a bump over or maybe for a tip.
but it's just runs her offense there. I think the entire Seawolves team thought something else was going to come. Didn't have a blocker for that hit, and they're going to take the point. A nice swing by the Seawolves, but handled well by the Mounties. Almost a roll shot. A touch off the antenna. Oh, wow. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Not even really the hitter on the Mountie side, so not a full swing on that one. Big block by the Seawolves in the first, first tempo swing. A net touch. Net touch there by the Seawolves, going to lose in the point. I mean, the ball hit the ground as well. Really, really nice rally and a great fight there by the Mounties. So the Mounties now up 5. Back to serve Chloe Nichols, meaning Julia Henry now in the front court. Maddie Robson there with a run. Not able to connect there. I think, like we said, they're just it'll come with reps. Finding the connection in the middle is really, really tough. It's so timing based and it's so positioning based. It's not nearly as easy as it is setting the outsides. With the outsides, you just fire to some extent. You're putting the ball out into a place, but the powers and the right sides have so much time to get their feet underneath it and put the ball into their wheelhouse. With the middle, you have to be dialed. And that's probably their nicest run out of the middle, I mean, so far this game. It was on tempo. Maddie Robson got in her wheelhouse, and she's able to score there. We need to see more of that from the Seawolves. I think that they're seeing a lot of success on the outsides with Robichaud, with Roy, with Gendron. But if they could get even like an incremental growth out of the middles, I think they'd be a lot more dangerous on offense. Miscommunication there is going to lead to a point for the Seawolves. Wow, nice strong hands. I didn't think that there was a chance that was going to come out clean to some extent. Really nice set by Nichols. Unfortunately, Henry isn't able to get her over the tape there, and Seawolves still kind of, creeping around. 1 or 2 more good points, and they will be right in this game. If there was someone they want serving right now, too, it would be Gendron. She has been an issue serving all day for the Mounties. Mounties doing some soul searching right now, looking across at each other like, to some extent, if you're Nichols, like, what are you supposed to do? That comes in high and hard and to the back corner. Head coach, Robbie Kraus, is going to call a timeout, try and rally the troops here. If you're the Seawolves, this is exactly who you want serving. This is your chance to to pull back into it here. If you can take the point coming out of this timeout, I would say that to some extent, even though you're not in the lead, the momentum is firmly on your side. You're in the Seawolves gym. It's 1-1. You're not down to any real extent. And on top of that, if you get the point out of the timeout, then a head coach starts to feel like, this might be getting away from us. The team can feel the same. The Seawolves might start to feel the momentum. I would say it's a fairly important serve for Gendron coming out here. Another one of those quick timeouts from head coach Robbie Kraus. Another one of those, hey, focus in here. Let's get a pass up to our team. Let's pick our lanes and make sure that they're vocalized before the serve comes across, and let's make sure we're in the right positions. If you look at the Seawolves right now, at the net, they got Robichaud, they got Maddie Robson, and they got Jesslyn Roy. Probably the people that they would like the most at the net right now. That's probably their biggest front three. So this will be a really good opportunity for the Seawolves to kind of claw back into this. Interesting. No, I guess there was no complaints there from the Seawolves side, so they saw it best. From up here it looked close, but a really, really nice point there from the Mounties. We said how important it probably was going to be, and they weathered the storm. So back now to serve for the Mounties is Marie Fogarty. The double. 2 quick ones from Emily Botmeyer. She gets a piece on the block and decides to go back up and send that to the back court. The Seawolves kind of catch themselves staring, and what was a 3-point game is now a 5-point game with 4 to go, and things are looking a little tough. It's going to have to happen now. See, now look. See, the Seawolves receivers are now almost facing towards me on that serve receive. A nice save by Robichaud to not touch the net either. She goes slamming into the volleyball post padding, but that's not against the rules. You're allowed to touch that. So she's able to sneak it over the net, stay out of the contact points that lose you the point, and steal a point for the Seawolves. Back now serve is Robson. Only player in the gym not wearing knee pads. An aggressive swing there from Nichols. I like it. Like I said, it's something that you want from your outside swingers. Sometimes they're not always going to pay off. Live by the sword, die by the sword. But you like the aggression in your outside swingers to take that swing. Oof. I was having deja vu last time that the Seawolves were in a position like that. Ooh. Wow, what a rally. Really, really nice rally. In. So we talked earlier, we were saying that, despite the fact that Robichaud hit a very, very similar shot and it went out, it's kind of one of those, sometimes there are mistakes and then sometimes there are just learnings. And that's one of those things where it's like, we don't really want to talk her out of keeping the swing that shot because it's such a winning shot when you can hit it, and you see it there. Really good job by the Seawolves for the block on Boudreau in the last set. Boudreau has been giving them problems all game. Great dig by Maddie Robson. Oh. And Robson almost gets a piece of another one. That's super not her job as a middle. It's probably the thing that she's expected to be the worst at, but a great job on defense and serving there to give their team a chance. She gets a big hug from the libero bro as she comes in, and the Seawolves now only down 3. If they can weather the storm here and get back on the serving side, it's not over. And they get a gift. A missed serve from Ella Boudreau, who goes into the huddle and says, "That's my bad, guys." Back now to serve for the Seawolves is number 12, Jesselyn Roy. We're in a game here, 2-point game. Ooh, nice serve, handled really. I don't even know what to call that. You couldn't call it a. Seawolves gonna get to run their offense. Oh. Looked like there was some confusion on the call, but no confusion by the refs. Seawolves still acting as if like they're not sure what the call was, but it was a dunk on their side. It was a miscommunication on the run that the setter and the power wanted to run. It looked like the setter, Jane Campbell, thought that Robichaud was going to be coming in a little bit, but Robichaud stayed out at the pin. That's out. Oh, there's a no touch call, and I think that might have been wishful thinking from the Seawolves. And now what was a 2-point game is now a 4-point game, and there's no margin for error. It's going to start here from the Seawolves if they want to take this one. On the flip side, really, really nice serving from Henry and the Mounties. Bomb squad. Bomb squad. Really nice swing. Just squeaks over the tape of the net, but really, really well driven and down before the back line there. Robichaud with another winner. All right. Robichaud back now to serve. She's had some nice streaks so far. Spin server coming from the back left. Oh, handled really well there by the. Oof. Oof. Oh. What a rally. The Mounties grinding. Set her out. Oh, they're trying to go on 2. Wow. It's the second time they've done that. Jane Campbell with a really, really heads-up play to say, you know what, if you're going to try and single me out with these free balls, I'm just going to go to my hitting options. I'm not even going to try and pop this up and run the 3 hits. It doesn't need to be 3. Really nice job there. You know, the Seawolves now win one, and you hate to harp on it, but again, they really, really need to just start getting a little bit more out of that middle swing. If they could get that, it would really open up the way they're going to run their offense. Big push. Oh. And just a bit of an error there by by Rebecca Cotton, the third-year left side. I don't think we've seen much of her so far today. I think she was a late addition to this lineup, but you know, I mean, all smiles on the Mountie side right now. I don't think that they're too worried about it, or at least they're not feeling the pressure too much. I think they're having some fun, and I think both teams are. But we're in a game now. You know, still no room for error from the Seawolves, but 1 point away from all the pressure in the world being back on the Mounties. It's 1-1 here in the G. Forbes Elliott Center. If you're just tuning in, we were saying the Seawolves, you know, kind of trending not in the direction they want to be at the moment. I think they're losers of their last 3, but putting on a really, really nice performance today against the #1 team in the league. The Mounties came in today winners of their last 4. So a great game. The first set, bit of a blowout for the Seawolves. Second set, bit of a blowout for the Mounties. I think they were both like 25-15 and 25-16. But this one, the ever-crucial third set, couldn't be much closer. The score was once 24-21 for the Mounties, but a couple of really nice serves from Emily Robichaux has brought them back in it. None more important than this one coming up. A huge block, but a huge save. Wow. A huge save by number 7, Lily Johnson. Great dig on the block. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. The Mounties aren't able to ever really rally and get a clean send back over the court. And the Seawolves strong at the net. Don't give them any breathing room. So now 24-24. Anybody's game. We're going to extra points in this one. Spin serve. Oh. Huge. Absolutely huge swing there by the I'm sorry, the numbers escaping right now. By the middle, number 11, Sydney Flower, and then this Robichaux with the ace. Down the entire set, the Seawolves rally back and steal it. A great effort led by Robichaux, first-year player for the last 4 or 5 points down the stretch there. She took the points back with a swing of herself, and then I think she hits 5 serves in a row. I think it was 5 to win it. An awesome effort by the first-year player, and now the Seawolves lead 2-1 going into the 4th in their home gym. See you guys in the 4th. How about them Seawolves? Down the whole set, but never out of it. I think when they went down 24-21, it was looking like maybe they were going to have to grind out the fourth and the fifth, but just like that, a couple scrappy plays from this young Seawolves team, and now all the pressure in the world on the Mounties. Now, I'll say that with a grain of salt, saying that it doesn't look like there's too much stress on the Mounties side. It looks like they feel good about and where they're at, and I think both teams should be happy about the way that they've played so far today. But nonetheless, Seawolves now lead 2-1 heading into the fourth. Back to serve is Jane Campbell, setter. Trouble on the first over, and the Mounties are just gonna have to throw it over. Ooh, double trouble. The free ball the Mounties have to send over is free balled right back, and the Mounties are gonna send a bomb down and take the first point. So 1-0. To start the fourth here for the Mounties. I think as far as I can see, we're rocking the same lineups that we've been rocking. That one is going to go out the back by, looks like Amanda McBain. So now 1-1 and back to serve. Dom Gendron. Out comes Monica Gallagher, and in comes libero Olivia Roach for the serve receive, as we've seen so far. And now, as soon as we see Roach, is as soon as we see her go. Now back in again is Monica Gallagher, the libero that the Mounties task with the defensive rotations, the offensive rotations as opposed to the serve receives. Bit of a scramble here with the Mounties. That's 4. Interesting. Oh, nice swing there by the Seawolves. Good run out of the middle. I'd love to see them lean on that this set. Nice hard driven ball there by Maddie Robson, who's now going to go back to serve. Maddie Robson, I believe she's the most tenured player on the Seawolves team. Really, really nice serve, but handled well by the Mounties. We're able to drive a ball to the outside, but whoa, watch out, none of that, Sydney Flower says. Sydney Flower really had a nice, strong finish to the last set, and I think the first game of the season that we called for this team, she had a really nice set as well, so a bit of a quieter first 2 sets, but a strong finish to the third, and a really nice start here. You got to call that, yep. A really nice start here to the fourth. I think if we can get some, like I said, some really nice performances out of the middles and Robson and Flower in this set, then the Seawolves can probably feel comfortable with their chances of being able to take this. And this would be an awesome win for the morale, like we talked about. To some extent, if you can beat these Mounties, you can beat any team in the league at the moment. That's what it's seeming like. So nice block from Flower. It's an unfortunate miss there by Robson. Into the game comes number 9, Bro. I believe it's pronounced Bro. Who's actually had a really, really nice game. To some extent with liberos, no news is good news. If you don't have to be talking about them, it means they're probably doing their job well, and I feel like that's the case so far today with Bro. A missed serve there by number 11, Botma. Ooh, interesting. I don't think there's a touch there, yeah. Mounties decide to go back set there when, typically that position, when you're pulled over to that sideline, you're going to fire that ball up to your power and let them get a swing on it. But they try to get a little tricky there, unfortunately. Aren't able to get over the tape of the net. Ooh, number 10 from the Mounties, Rebecca Cotton tried to get herself a shoe tie, but the ref doesn't grant it, and we're off. Yeah, I can understand the call. I'm not actually sure if I think that that the way the ball came off the hands justified a call like that, and I definitely don't think that a play like that would have justified a switch in the setter. But Robbie Krause knows his team better than I do. I think you probably have to make the call just because it looked like it was going to be a bad contact. But now into the game is Logan Tate, second-year setter from St. John. That one goes out. It could be that Robbie Krause was just trying to give his team a spark, maybe slow down the Seawolves a little bit without having to call a timeout, and slightly a bit of a coaching point there. That missed serve, you can credit to credit to him. And here come the Mounties. Now 7-5 after a really nice serve by Nichols. Couple of really nice contacts by both teams, off the block, off speed. I mean, that's just really high quality volleyball across the board. You got to be happy with. I mean, you know, if you're a coach of both of those teams, your teams look disciplined, your teams look engaged, and just a really nice swing there by number 10 on the Mounties, Rebecca Cotton, to win the point. Unfortunately, Nichols isn't able to follow that one up with the serve to go in, and the Seawolves are going to avoid tying the game up. So now Seawolves still up 2, back to serve is Emily Robichaud, who was probably the strongest server for the Seawolves at least last set. And right on cue, Robichaud with a little smirk on her face. Seawolves feeling good. Seawolves fired up. Some fist pumps, some high fives going around. This will be a really nice win for them early in the season. I don't know if the scoreboard has been correctly adjusted. I think it should say 9-6. And you know what? The small scoreboard on the scores table actually does reflect that. So hopefully we'll see that adjusted before we move along. But not a quick timeout here that we've seen sometimes from Robbie Krause, and some stuff that he needs to impart upon his team, and he's taken his time to do so. This is do or die to some extent if you're the Mounties. You can't afford to lose another one. They're already down 2-1. If you want to win, it's going to have to be in 5. So, oof. I like the energy coming out of the Seawolves huddle too. I don't think that anyone in that huddle thinks they didn't have a chance here today, and they're showing it. Some really nice performances by some younger players too as well. Emily Robichaud, first year. Dominique Gendron, first year. Sydney Flowers, second year. Jesselyn Roy, second year. So, really nice to see. Some good composure from some younger players. Score now has been corrected as well, 9-6. So a 3-point lead for the Seawolves. Really nice serve there by Robichaud. Handled really well by Bro. Robichaud isn't able to hit the trickler. A little bit of an off-time set there. Or you can't even really blame the set. Just a mix up in the timings. Back now to serve is Julia Henry, who's had a really, really, really strong game for the Mounties. It's a little tight. Oh, wow, but the tight set gets the Mounties reaching. A touch on the net as that ball crosses, and the Seawolves take the point. Nice serve by Flower. That's going to go over. Robson with some patience. He's going to pop that back up to her setter. Get the opportunity to run the full offense. Gendron tries to go for basically a tip off the hands. Isn't able to get it. A very similar push there from number 10, Cotton, from the Mounties, trying to get a push off the hands. But the hands too strong, too disciplined there from the Seawolves there to push that back into the court. Sydney Flower almost takes a stray ball there going back to the service line. She's been serving well. Really strong serve. Oh, it's in. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. It's hard to say. That could, that's just about as backbreaking as it gets. Just in that it's probably a little too high for the power of the middle to jump up and take that ball. The power is going to be on the net where she probably can't peel off to get it, and the only person in the defensive position is that server there, Flower. So that's a tough ball, and a really nice return to some extent, return ace from the Mounties. Gendron able to get a nice high, hard swing on a pretty tough ball. Like there was some spin on the ball, and it's the ref's prerogative to dictate that. Again, best perspective in the house is the ref. I'm not sure it can have some spin and not get called a double, and I think Logan Tate agreed that probably wasn't a double. I'm not sure if I would have called it a double. But, the ref has the final say. There was a little bit of spin coming out of her hands, and that is the way she goes. Nice serve there by Campbell now, and the Seawolves really pulling away in this fourth. Uh-oh. So 12 for the Mounties. Olivia Roach, typically in that role for serve receive, being supplemented now with Monica Gallagher, their typical offensive libero, we'll say. Oh. Just nothing going the Mounties' way. Seawolves really starting to pull away here. Now, I would say, if I was a coach, this probably would have been where I called timeout, but nothing there from Robbie Krause. His only note to his team, hey, get in closer here. This isn't going over your head. And it's a great coaching point, because that ball, if they hadn't stepped forward, probably would have, Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what I thought about the quality of the touch. It probably wasn't the best decision, and the Seawolves were in a tough position anyway. But do I think that the actual contact itself was dirty? Hard to say. That's why I'm up in the booth, though. Tate sends that one long against her hometown school. Tate, a St. John native, as we said earlier. Probably it'll be a nice win for her to get a win over her local school. Gendron now to serve. She's had a really nice day serving as well. A really aggressive float. Right on cue. Oh, great touch by Gendron. Wow. A big sigh of relief from Gendron. Oh man, to some extent, this is getting away from the Mounties. It's early in the season, and you can make an argument that maybe this game isn't going to change the season for either team. But because there is a little bit, you can see there's a calmness about the coach, Robbie Krause, for the Mounties. But this is on the other side, man. This is a huge win for the Seawolves. That just you know what? Probably shouldn't say a win. It's just like that, Seawolves miss, and now here come the Mounties. So I won't say a win, but this would be a huge game for the Seawolves if they were to win, as far as building some momentum going through the season here. Wow, awesome effort there by Gendron. She isn't able to get a piece on that, but that's a really nice coaching point to some extent. As a coach, you say, hey, if the ball's in the ground, I want to see some bodies hitting the ground. And Gendron almost dutifully dove for that one. It's a really nice serve, but handled well with oh. Wow. Seawolves going to be able to run their offense here. Ooh, Doug really, awesome dig there by Gallagher, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Gallagher? Yeah. Really nice dig there by Monica, number 1, the libero. And I think that Julia Henry imagined that her setter would be coming in to help throw a ball up to her. Probably just needs to be some communication there, because she was probably the only person in the vicinity that could have made a play. Yeah, so that's the shot that we've seen from Ella Boudreau all day. Looks like we're getting. I'm not sure what the talking point is here. I very much doubt that someone was a little too fired up, although there was a bunch of. Some of the players were pretty excited after that one. That's kind of been Boudreau's go-to, the right side. She has that really, really hard cut across. I'd like to see her be able to, open up that kit and maybe let it come across her face a little bit and maybe get down line. But to some extent as well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's been a winning shot all day, and the Mounties are able to capitalize. So right now there's something that head coach Robbie Krause sees that he'd like addressed, or at least like some information on. Logan Tate just kind of, as the court captain, working as an intermediary here. Bit of a tough one there by Emily Botma. kind of need those in this position. 6 and 7 points right here. It's starting to get away from you. I already made the mistake of saying the Sea Wolves are going to win this one, but this really is like that kind of stretch of points where if you aren't able to tack on a couple as the Mounties, it'll kind of get out of hand. Wow, a great swing, really nice swing there by Robichaud. A good touch on the flip side by Gallagher, but she isn't able to put it into a spot where anyone else can get a piece on it. And these Sea Wolves are shaping up like they're going to be able to take this one. 5 more points for them to go. They're up 8 currently on the #1 team in the league. I think if you're head coach Colin Chambers here, you have to be really happy with the way their team has performed. I think the messaging in the huddle is, pedal to the metal, stick to it. We just need 5 more good points to take this one home. And on the flip side, if you're the Mounties, man, you really have very little room for error. You need to be able to rattle off 13 points here quick and do so without avoiding, A, letting the Sea Wolves take points from you, and B, shooting yourself in the foot with a handful of errors as well. So it's gonna be hard work. It's gonna be tough sledding for the Mounties, but it's not over. It's gonna start here with a big pass. If they're gonna be able to do it, it's probably gonna have to start here. And on the flip side, UNBSJ, just if they can put a couple in here and play disciplined volleyball, they're probably gonna come out of here with a win. Nice hands. Great swing there by Sydney Flower. That's like that wasn't exactly like a 1, a 1 is basically the tempo that we talk about when you're setting the middle, and the middle is basically taking off as the ball is hitting the setter's hands. That wasn't exactly a 1. That was more of your classic like meter ball set. But if that's the position you find yourself in off coverage, it was a really well executed set, and some of the better like execution we've seen from the middle so far today. So, congrats to Sydney Flower on that one. Flowers had a really nice back half of this game after probably a little bit of a quiet start. But a nice swing there by, I believe that was by Ella Boudreau, who's now back to serve. So another thing that Coach Robbie Krause is standing up out of the bench for there. I'm not sure what he was looking for. I'm not sure, yeah. There seems to be some confusion on the court as to who the call was on. Oof, great swing by Robichaud. Robichaud is probably darn near 30 sets today. 4-set game. I wouldn't be surprised to see Robichaud, upwards of 30 sets on the day, which is that's a healthy volume for an outside swinger. It'll happen from game to game when a setter is really leaning on an outside swinger, and that's kind of what we've seen today from Robichaud and Campbell. Nice turnaround used there by Tate on a tough one. Tate's going to get a chance to run the offense here. Goes to the pipe to Cotton, and Cotton puts that one into the net. And, that's kind of like, it's not it, but this is really shaping up as a great win here for the Sea Wolves. 2 more points for the rest of the game. Pretty much no mistakes possible on the Mounties. And back to serve as well as probably the person that has given the Mounties the biggest struggle all game, and that's Emily Robichaud. Nice handle by ooh. Nice tip there. Two points left. We're going to see a switch. Emily Gendron is going to come out, and in comes, oh no, Emily Eggers from Petawawa, Ontario. Fellow Ontario native. I came out to UNBSJ from Ontario as well. She's going to come in at the left side. First she gets the first contact and handles the set really well. Great swing by the outside, but dug really well by the Mounties. And the Mounties turn it around and score out of the middle. So, not over yet. Sea Wolves were down a bunch last game. Julia Henry back now to serve. Ooh. Oh. No contact. By the smiles on the Seawolves' face, it almost looked like they thought they'd won the point. I'm surprised that we haven't seen any sets out to Eager since she's gotten to the game. We've had 2 really nice looks, and she went in there basically just to get some game time because it looks like they're going to win. And yeah, it looks like they're going to win. And obviously, Coach Colin Chambers wants to see some reps from her, so you'd like to see her get a set before the game is out. Back to serve now, Sydney Flower. Really nice serve. Yeah, that'll do it. Great win by the UNBSJ Seawolves on a lovely Saturday at the G. Forbes Elliott Center. Lots of excitement on the Seawolves side. They improved from 1-4 on the season to 2-4, taking down the top team in the league. I can tell you some of the other top teams in the league, MSVU, for example, probably really happy with the match result. They'll probably move now into first position, having only 1 loss in the season. The Mounties, they'll probably drop to second, 5-2 in the season. Their 4-game win streak is snapped. A couple of hugs exchanged by some players that probably played together. A lot of locals playing on all these teams in the Atlantic area. So a great effort there by the Seawolves, who were able to take the win 3-1 and improve themselves to 2-4 in the season. Thanks a lot, and join us here in probably about 25 minutes or so for the men's game.